So, welcome everyone. So, in this session, we learn about the definition of tax and difference between tax and fee, and laws of or canons of taxation, and definitely direct and indirect tax. So, hope you know about what exactly tax is. So, tax is what? Yesterday we learned about tax. It is a compulsory extraction of money by public authority, right? Compulsory extraction of money by public authority for public purpose enforceable by law and not a payment for the service rendered. So, tax is what exactly? The compulsory extraction of money by the public authority, right? To prevention of concentration of wealth, right? Prevention of concentration of wealth. Then what? Redistribution redistribution of wealth for the common good, and definitely maintenance of a welfare state, and to provide economic justice. So let us discuss on the definition of a tax. So an expense charged an expense charge means collected by a legislature on an item, on salary or movement, is called as a tax. An expense charge which is collected or charged by a legislature on an item, salary, or movement. So, on the off chance that the duty is demanded legitimately on close, you know, to home or a corporate salary, at that point it is an immediate expense. So, on the off chance that duty is required on the cost of a decent or what exactly called as a administration, at the point it is called as a roundabout expenses. So what is the reason for tax levision? So it is like a definitely tax is to collect is to be collected for common good, and tax assessment is to fund government use. Okay. So tax is what exactly? An expense tax is an expense charged or collected by whom? By a legislature. Legislature, who is the legislature? The government or the law making body. So tax is not a new term. So from the olden days itself, from the king uh, and the emperor, so who had been collected taxes from the common people. So that is a common nature. It is for nation's development. Okay. So next is, what's the difference between tax and fee? Actually, we had discussed the difference between tax and fee. So the word tax or cess, fees and fine depict different concept. Actually, through may appear to be of a same nature. So some people will misuse the term tax, right? Some people will say like, if I'm also a taxpayer, I didn't get any know benefits out of the present legislature or government. No, you won't get it. It is common. Actually, the tax fund will be you know um made use of made you it will be used by the government for a common purpose, and it will equally distributed. in terms of infrastructure development. Tax will be used for you know giving salary to the government. Military, so military is our like security, right? So for a citizen, military, why we are sleeping very peacefully, it is because of, you know we have a good military security, and we are in the third place for you know inventory in the sense infantry. Okay, infantry, that means army. And we are good in jungle warfare also. So, and arms and ammunition. So India is the fourth powerful nation in terms of military. So in a nutshell, tax is compulsory. Tax is compulsory, right? Or tax is compulsory extraction of money. Tax is compulsory, it is mandatory. Okay, it is what? It is mandatory. So tax is the compulsory extraction of money by the public authority for public purpose. What about fees? Fee, fine, cess are not compulsory extraction of money. It is for service rendered, or for punishment, or for disaster management, for common purpose. The cess is temporary. Have an example: flood, Kerala flood. So after Kerala flood, the state government has imposed cess, Kerala cess. It is to pool money to rehabilitate the people who have affected with the flood. So cess is for social cause. Some cause, cess is collected for, you know uh, for certain cause. Understood? So a tax, let us discuss again. A tax is a compulsory extraction of money by public authority for public purpose enforceable by law, and is not payment of service rendered by the state. It is not a service rendered by the state. It is compulsory extraction. What is the service rendered by the state? What is the service rendered by the state? Have an example. In a local self government. Like a municipality, panchayat, right? So if you are applying for a birth certificate and you are paying some fees, it is called as a service, right? It is called as what? It is called as a service. So next is if we want to go in depth of difference between tax and fee, definitely tax is, as I said earlier, it's a compulsory extraction of money by the public authority. One second, please hold on. Hello madam. Good evening. Ah, ah, ആണോ? ഓ ശരി ശരി ശരി. ഓൺലൈൻ എടുക്കാം. ശരി. കോളേജിൽ വരണോ? ആ ആണോ? ഓ, കോളേജിൽ വന്ന് ഓൺലൈൻ എടുക്കണോ? ഓക്കെ 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 ഓക്കെ, ശരി ശരി ശരി, വരാം. മാഡം, ആ സാലറിയുടെ അല്ല, ഹോണ്ടറേറിയം ഇതുവരെ ആയിട്ടില്ലായിരുന്നു. ആ ഞാൻ തിരക്കാം. തിരക്കാം. ഓ ശരി ശരി, ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ, ശരി, ഓക്കെ. ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കാം ശരി. ആ so I'm sorry. So tax is what? The compulsory extraction of money. By whom? By the public authority for public purpose. And definitely, tax involves appropriation of private property. Tax involves appropriation of private property. What is that? Government need not want to pay tax. Understood? Government need not want to pay tax. Only the private players, that individual company, private company, public sector company, etc., has to pay the tax amount. All right. If government is doing some business, have an example. If government has a company, have an example, KMML, Kerala Metals and Minerals Limited. Okay, they are selling titanium dioxide to Asian Paints. Definitely, they will, they will charge GST also. That is different case. That is a different case. If a government running a business, definitely government has to go with the rules and regulations, because it is a company governed by a government. That's it. Okay, that's it. So, but have an example, a legislature shall not pay any taxes. But if an MLA or a member of legislative assembly, he is going to a hotel, definitely he has to pay tax. That is different. But a governmental body doesn't need to levy, or doesn't need to pay taxes. Okay, only it is it's a honors of the individual, honors of the you know private companies, and the individual wealth, etc., will come in the purview of tax. And the third one is, tax is used for public purpose. Public purpose. For fees, if you pay, have an example, if you pay 3 lakhs to IMU, only you can join the course. Only a single person can join the course. Who is paying? On behalf of whom? He can pay, he can come and take the course, because it is a fee. It is not for public purpose. And the fees is only used for the the payment. I mean, like which students is giving to IMU is only used for what? Used for the development of the university itself. It is not for public purpose. All right, it is for the development of the university. Since university is a central university, maybe there is a chance of using the excess money for the development of other governmental things. So mostly, uh, you know the fees, whatever it is, if you are going to another hospital, so they charge amount as fee for the service rendered, that amount is only used for, exclusively used for their personal things. That means that hospitals, what exactly, for the growth, for the salary of a hospital employees, etc. That's it. It is not for a public purpose. So certain amount, or 1 or 2% amount, will be go for a corporate social responsibility, CSR, for fees. Okay, but for tax, it is almost given back to the government, but it is given back to the society, but it should be equally distributed. And tax should be enforced by law. Enforced by law. Then the tax does not involve, yes, very important point, Quid pro quo. Quid pro. In contract, I believe you have learned this word. Any idea? Quid pro quo, something in return. Okay. Something in return. So in tax, there is no quid pro quo. In tax, there is no quid pro quo. Have an example. If I am paying 500 rupees wealth tax, if I am paying 500 rupees for my land tax, consider land tax. The government won't send any sweeper to my property and sweep every day. No, that is called as quid pro quo. There is no quid pro quo. If I give 30,000 rupees as my income tax, government won't give any privilege to me in terms of return. I mean, like in terms of quid pro quo. If I am giving 30,000, government won't send a servant to my home. No. So there is no something in return. Even though I am paying 11 lakh rupees as tax, 1 crore rupees as tax, 1 trillion rupees as tax. No privilege I would get. Only privilege is I can borrow money from the bank. Okay. And I can say like I am a good citizen. So there is no quid pro quo. So because we cannot say that I am also a taxpayer. Why wouldn't you? I wanted a good road towards my home. I am also a taxpayer. I am also a vehicle taxpayer. My vehicle tax, I paid 25,000 for my car, and definitely pedestrians are not supposed to walk because they are not paying the tax. No, you cannot say that. Even though you are a taxpayer, this principle will apply. That is what? Quid pro quo. There is no quid pro quo for taxpayers. That means government won't give anything back. Don't expect anything while you paying the tax. Don't expect anything. It is for nation building. Okay. So what about a fees? Fees. So fee is a payment for covering the expenses of regulation or the recompensate the service rendered. So there is a quid pro quo. Quid pro quo element is there. So fees is for service rendered. Okay. And fees is for covering the expenses. Okay. Then there are two kinds of fees. That is fee for license. Okay. Fee for license and fee for service. So what exactly license? The former, I mean, like the license is to cover the expenses of regulations, and service is to recompensate the service. That's it. Recompensate the service. So difference. I hope you understood about the difference of tax and service. So tax and fees. So fees can be divided into two types: license, service. Have an example. You have to pay license for starting a a hotel. Definitely hotel need a license, FSSI. Okay. So FSSI license you have to pay. So what is license? So it is an expense which you are paying of regulations, some regulations. So you have to follow some regulations. So if you need license, you have to pay a fees, license fee. Okay. So what is regulations? Have an example. FSSI is a Food and Safety Authority of India regulations. Okay. So you have to abide, those who are opening the hotel, definitely starting an hotel, definitely he has to abide with the regulation. So you have to give all the details. So there is a processing charge, right, for the license. That is called as license fee. That is called as a license fee. Okay. What is service fee? Service fee is recompensate the service. That means the, when you are taking any service, definitely service charges are there. Charges are there. That is called as recompensation or consideration. It is called as quid pro quo. If I am doing something, you have to pay certain amount. If I am giving license, there is a processing fee. All right. So that is called. This is the difference between what, tax and license. So it is a I mean, like, it's an important question actually. So tax is compulsory levy. It's very difficult. Oh my god. Okay. So tax is compulsory. Fees is not compulsory. Right. So tax proceeds are added to consolidated fund. What do you mean by consolidated fund? You know about there are three funds as per the constitution. That is, um, first one is state list. State fund is there. Then union government fund is there, and consolidated fund. Total. So state list, union list, and concurrent list. So it will go to a consolidated fund of India. Actually, tax will go to the consolidated fund of India. So it will definitely create the prosperity of our nation. Okay. Not only India, but every nation. So it is in fee. Actually, it's a set apart only to cover the expense of the income. Okay, it is set apart only to cover the expense of the service rendered. For the service rendered. Okay. The next one is quid pro quo. No, there is no quid pro quo. Sorry, for tax, no quid pro quo. That means something in return. But there is quid pro quo. Quid pro quo is there in fees. So actually, tax may be discriminatory in nature. Tax may be discriminatory. What is discriminatory? So different people falls in different slabs, having different, you know, tax amount. Discriminatory. But what about fees? There is no. For have an example, if you go to Sharavana Bhavan and having a masala dosha, cost rupees 120 rupees, cost 120 rupees. A person with economically backward and socially backward coming to Sharavana Bhavan and having the same masala dosha, you have to pay the same price, which is for the service rendered. Okay, that is called discriminatory. But in fees there is no discrimination. But for tax there is a slab. Okay, have an example for startups. There is 5 years of tax holidays for startups, especially for women. 5 years of tax holidays are there. So that is discriminatory, right? So tax is discriminatory. There is no distinction. Everyone is equal in fee. So what is the objective of tax? It is to maintain welfare nation, right? Welfare nation and social justice. Right. What about I mean, like a fees? It is social service, right? Social service. That Sharavana Bhavan example is a, you know, a layman example. We are talking about this tax. Tax can only levied by the government, by the legislature. We are talking about the fees also. Fees is what exactly? Only government. We are talking only in the context of a government. Okay. So social service. Next is tax can be levied under special legislative power. That means only legislature. Okay, only legislature power. So fees can be, you know, levied under general legislative power. That means if you're going to a hospital, definitely you have to take a OP ticket. You have to give 1 rupees or 5 rupees, something like that, right? So then computer seva center. So government computer server center is there. So you have to, if you want to apply Aadhaar card, you have to pay 100 rupees or 50 rupees. So it is a fee actually. One second. It is a fee actually. So you have to pay a certain amount of rupees. So it is, if it is a governmental body, or if it is a semi-governmental body or general governmental body, or say general legislature. Have an example: local self-government. It's a landmark example. Police station, judiciary. You have to pay, court fees. You have to pay, right? Court fees in terms of stamp. You have to buy stamp. Have an example: if the for filing a wakalat, it is 73 rupees. You have to buy 73 rupees stamp and you have to paste it on the wakalat. This is how we pay court fees, in the way of a stamp. Okay, by way of a stamp. Next is so tax is levied on the basis of income, then wealth, and other status of the individual, right? But fees, there is no discrimination among person. There is no discrimination, right? So this is the fact or difference between tax and fee. Okay, I hope you understood about what exactly tax and fee. Next we are going to learn about canons of taxation. What do you mean by canons of taxation? Canons, CANON. Canon means law. Okay, law of taxation. There are 4 types of law. Okay, first one is canon of equality. Canon of equality. Everyone should be equal. Equal in the sense, don't get confused. Sir, you said like fees is, there is, in fees there is no discrimination, but you said like a tax there is a discrimination. I mean like for people who comes in slab 1, slab 2, slab 3, consider as equal. That's it. Consider as equal. And in other point of view, we can say there is a discrimination, right? Slab 1, slab 2, there is a reason. But I'm saying like here the context is slab 1 will be treated as equal, slab 2 will be treated as equal. So people comes under slab 2 will be treated as equal, even though he is from a socially backward class but economically upward class. He comes in slab 1, even though he is in a socially backward class, he has to pay that. So that is what exactly called equality. Okay. So second is canon of certainty. So tax, definitely we know that financial year and assessment year. So April to March is the financial year of 2023, right? What is the assessment year of 2020 21 22 is the assessment year, right? So certainty, we know that when to file a return, so everything is certain in nature. Everything, slab 1, it is certain, right? 5 lakhs to 7 lakhs, this much of a tax amount we have to remit, so it is certain, right? Next, third is canon of convenience. So the law, definitely, law of taxation definitely gives convenience for the payer to levy the tax. Okay. The fourth one is canon of economy. So actually we learned about economy is like actually um, no, it is based on our income, it is based on our wealth, it is based on our assets, etc., right? So that is what exactly Adam Smith explained about canons of taxation. Okay. So economy, in the sense, the tax collection machinery should not be allowed to eat away the entire tax. It should be in terms of money, it should be in terms, it shall not be in terms of kind. And it will definitely tax, definitely build an economy. Tax build a very good economical situation. Tax will decentralize the fund from minority people, I mean, like a very few people who is possessing all the funds or centralizing the fund. So it is a law of economy as well. So we can stop it here right now. Tomorrow we'll learn about direct and indirect tax.